Hello, my name is Tim Bradrick, and I am demonstrating my A/B testing on my capstone project, Scoundrel Squirrels. Um, I am developing my game inside of Unity, so I use the Leanplum SDK. And let's see if we can go and get a demonstration of this. Let me describe one of the problems that I was having and that what I'm trying to use the A/B testing to fix. If I go into my game here on my mobile device and get into the neighborhood, one of the issues that I discovered during my usability testing was that some of the players had a problem noticing the jump button. The squirrel has the ability to jump, and some of my players didn't notice that. So one of the things I wanted to try was to see if I could dynamically change the size of the button without having to reload it every time I changed the size variables. So that's what I'm using Leanplum for one of the A/B testing demonstrations. If I come up here onto the mono develop and show the code, what I'm doing is let me see if I can find my pointer from my camera. I am including a using statement for the Leanplum functionality. I am declaring a few variables to get them recognized by Leanplum. Then I'm defining them down here using the method that they described and assigning a default value. And apologies for the shaky camera. And then after the initial definitions, make a call to Leanplum to get started. And then down here, I am calling, whenever the variables are changed on the Leanplum website, I change the texture size of the button there, and that's what that does there anytime it's changed. Okay, so I'm going to try to get a demonstration of the button changing as I go to the Leanplum website. We look over here on the Leanplum website. We have the variables. There's a couple more variables for my other testing situation. The size factor is the main thing that I'm adjusting in the texture of the button. Let's see if we can get that adjusted. Currently it's set to 1, so it's set to the default value. I'm just going to go in there and erase it and type a 3, so it should be 3 times bigger. Press enter and then click on publish. And see if we can get that button to expand in size. And we have to wait a moment for it to happen. Okay, let's see if we can. There we go. So it's a lot bigger. Now you notice that half of the button is off the screen. So what one of the things that I did is I also put in some values for moving it around. So I'll just quickly demonstrate that and put in a values to move it towards the center a little bit. And then again, we have to wait a moment while it updates. And we just have an enormous button there. Of course, we're not going to have something like that in the production version of the app. There it moved a little bit, but not quite enough, so let's try it one more time. Let's try a more significant value there. And it's just a means that I could go in and play with the numbers without having to reload it onto the device. So, and then we can experiment a little bit with it. And you just saw that it moved a little bit more. It probably, I need to pick a much bigger value for that. Okay. All right. Another issue. Go ahead using my, there we go. Most of the button is now showing. Another issue was one of the features that you can do in my game is to pick different values for the squirrel's statistics, and one of them is the jump value. And if we can get the squirrel to move, turn the other way, and you click that or tap that jump button, you see a pretty modest jump right there. It's because currently he has a value of 1 in his jump stat. During my usability testing, some of the players picked higher values, and he went crazy. He jumps like an insane squirrel. And so another factor that we could do here is to adjust the jump numbers here. And what I did here is under the script for the squirrel controller is I assigned some different values. Again, we have the using statement. A little further down, we have the var statement, and what I'm assigning is the jump factor and the my squirrel jump value. That's going to replace the value that's selected by the player. It's initially set to whatever the player had chose, but we can now change it in Leanplum. And again, apologies for the shaky camera. I'm trying to get it steady here. All right, and then here is where those default values are assigned, and then the start call there, and then you look here, we have jump magnitude. Those are the default values. The factor is 5, and then the jump value of the squirrel that the player has chosen. And then if we scroll down, we can see how it's being used. And in the update section, and right there, that's what it's doing. So it's taking the Leanplum values and assigning a new jumping magnitude. And I'm just going to demonstrate a couple things here. Go back to the website. The jump factor started out as 5, and that was just a value that I typed in, and just haven't had a chance to play with the numbers yet. But this A/B testing should be an opportunity for me to play with it. Now, for example, some of my players had chosen a 4 value for the jump of the squirrel, and if I type that in, hit enter and publish, and then it's going to need a moment to update, but we'll just have the squirrel jump. We'll probably, well, it's currently updating, that's why it's not responding. So when he starts animating again, we'll probably see the new value. So we'll just wait a moment while it gets updated. And we'll just tap the move button and see what happens here. It's still in update mode. And yes, there are several other problems when you watch as he jumps. Yes, there are other problems that I'm aware of that I still need to fix. So let's see him jump like a crazy squirrel. If we hit that, there he goes. He goes all the way over the fences and up onto the tree. And let's get him off of the tree. And I mean, he just is crazy. He's off the out of the window as well. So yeah. So that's some of the things that we need to fix. So this would allow me to go in and play with the numbers and get kind of a reasonable jump when the jump value chosen is low, but not a crazy value when the jump value is high. All right, other things inside of Leanplum. Let me move the device out of the way. I had attempted one A/B testing. I had chosen to randomly assign a jump value based on when the jump button is first assigned, and discovered that you get that value per user, and since I'm the only user, I can't get new values generated, but I'll show in the code where that is. Let me get it refocused. Okay. Let's see here. And I put it in the code where I have the squirrel actually jump. So we have an if statement, if start jump, and then the very first item there is the Leanplum track jump, and then I have a couple of values on the Leanplum website that I am keeping track of. And if we come back here for analytics, I turned that off so that I could evaluate different values again. And we'll just go ahead and view the results. Not a whole lot going on there because I was the only user. Let's go to the user base. And we can go and look at the behavior, the occurrences of an event. The event will be jump. And so maybe get a little bit closer. Then refresh. And here's our analytics, and we have one unique user who has never clicked the jump button and one unique user who's clicked it more than 10 times. That would be me. And then the one is the device and one is the laptop that I'm developing from. So those are the two different users that have been using here. So that's some very, very basic analytics there. Thank you.